Let's talk about Frances Haugen. She's the former product manager on Facebook's civic integrity team. She's also the whistleblower who leaked thousands of documents to the Wall Street Journal, the SEC, and Congress. These documents were very revealing about her former employer. If you like this content, give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to turn on the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. So based on Haugen's leaked documents, the Wall Street Journal published several articles talking about what happens inside of Facebook. And that's why Haugen ended up testifying before Congress last week, specifically before the Senate Commerce Subcommittee on Consumer Protection, Product Safety, and Data Security. Yes, that is one heck of a mouthful. Her documents show that Facebook has known about the harm that its products cause people, but they have downplayed the reality to both lawmakers and the public. Facebook's own research, their own research found that its products cause mental health issues, especially for teenagers. Facebook allows violent content to flourish on their platform and promotes polarizing reactions from its users to keep them on their platform. So Frances Haugen decided to come forward. She said that she decided to testify before Congress because she recognized something terrifying. Almost nobody outside of Facebook knows what happens inside of Facebook. Haugen also said that there were conflicts of interest between what was good for the public and what was good for the company. And over, Facebook chose to optimize for its own interests, like making more money. She kept mentioning the phrase profit over people. The company obviously is not happy with these reactions and is trying to discredit some of its internal researchers' findings. The research that Facebook ran shows that Instagram can negatively contribute to teenage girls' body image issues, even drive them to eating disorders. And now Facebook is contradicting this and saying that the researchers' findings were sensationalized. Interestingly though, a few days after Haugen's testimony, Facebook's own Vice President of Global Affairs, Nick Clegg, went on CNN and said that Instagram is going to introduce new measures to nudge teenagers to take a break from the platform and keep them away from harmful content. So that to me sounds like Haugen was onto something. What do you think? I would love to know your thoughts. So why don't you send me a DM on Instagram at tono.latino. So Facebook's algorithms decide how its platforms work and decide what everybody sees on their news feeds. And some of the documents that Haugen leaked show that a change to Facebook's newsfeed algorithm from back in 2018 rewarded content that provoked anger. Now, I do have to say that was not Facebook's original intent. It's just what happened. They were looking to increase engagement, but like I said, what happened is that the content that angers people the most is what receives the most engagement. And more engagement means more people spending more time on the platform, which means more money for Facebook. But Facebook isn't the only one, by the way. All these platforms depend on content that keeps users engaged so that the users can watch more ads. And sadly, what triggers outrage and fear wins in this case. That's why YouTube recommends videos by crazy conspiracy theorist Alex Jones to millions of people, and why fake news outperform real news. Study after study shows that lies spread faster than the truth, and platforms like Facebook make this worse. Sacha Baron Cohen, the actor who plays Borat, said in a speech in 2019, freedom of speech is not freedom of reach. So just because you share some crazy conspiracy theory doesn't mean that it should be promoted everywhere and reach thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. It's not the elixir to eternal youth. Oh, and there's one more thing that I found absolutely infuriating. The Wall Street Journal reported, based on these documents, that Facebook exempts certain celebrities, politicians, and other high-profile users from some of its own rules for posts. How convenient. So Haugen and lawmakers Like I said earlier, it also talked about how Facebook's algorithms can push teens toward toxic content, like promoting eating disorders. And the problem is that in all these cases, Facebook says that they can fix it with artificial intelligence. But again, their own research shows that they can't adequately identify the dangerous content using AI. Because of that, the algorithms are drawing out extreme sentiment and division in people. That's how you see so many people continuing to promote harmful content on Facebook. And what is also completely frustrating is that, to be honest, we're far from solving this. We're only talking about it right now. There are bills in Congress that have been introduced, but no laws have come from it. And I'm sure any of us can think of positive things that have happened because of Facebook and its platforms, the one that it bought, like Instagram and WhatsApp, because they didn't develop those. I mean, I'm an immigrant here in the US, and I use WhatsApp every single day to communicate with my friends and family living abroad. But I have to highlight a great piece written by Adam Clark Estes from Vox. It compares Facebook not to big tobacco, like so many people have been doing, but to big oil. A lot of people are comparing Facebook to big tobacco because both of them produce harmful products. That's true. But the majority of us can avoid cigarettes pretty easily. It's really hard to avoid Facebook. My morning NPR podcast, sponsored by Facebook. Checking in on my mom who lives abroad or talking to any family or friends, I use WhatsApp. How do I mainly talk to my audience and tell them what's going on in US politics and encourage them to get involved and vote? Instagram. Advertising online to reach my audience and maybe grow my email list so I don't depend so much on Instagram. I have to use Facebook ads. Connecting with friends to keep up with their lives. I follow them on Instagram. You see where this is going? So when Facebook and all its platforms went down for about 6 hours the day of Haugen's testimony because of a maintenance issue, a lot of us here in the United States were inconvenienced. Some were more than inconvenienced. Maybe you were relieved because you got a break from social media and all the time that it steals from us, and I get it. But if you run a business, a small shop, for example, and you primarily use Instagram to sell or promote your products, you got screwed. If you're in Latin America or other developing countries, you pretty much depend on WhatsApp to run your business. There are entire economies that depend on Facebook's services. So that's why when it went down for 6 hours, some people were relieved, but some people were seriously freaking out. And what's frustrating is that it's not like we can tell them to go to hell. We're not going to say we're not going to use you anymore, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, because these are online platforms where people are. If you need to reach a specific audience, you have to go where they are. You need to use the tools that they use. It's incredibly frustrating. But let's get a bit of perspective. What Haugen revealed is probably the tip of the iceberg. We don't even know how big this is. And as she said, the problem is that these algorithms are operating in a black box. Only Facebook controls and understands how these algorithms work, and this needs to be scrutinized and regulated. But the good news is that lawmakers are getting smarter about it, and this is one topic where both Democrats and Republicans are united. Now, if you agree that we need to come up with solutions and regulate Facebook and other similar platforms, please tell Congress to hold them accountable. Contact your lawmakers and tell them to hold Facebook, Google, and other social media platforms accountable for these things. Contact your representatives. And if you need a demonstration, watch this. Hello. Hi. Yes, my name is Pepita Mendieta, and I'm a constituent from and my zip code is yes. I don't need a response. I want you to tell the senator. Thank you so much. Bye. There is another option for introverts like me, and it's called ResistBot. Visit resist.bot, and you can contact your representatives with the help of this amazing tool. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to turn on the bell, and I'll see you again soon.